As usual, there is lots of chatter about the market this, the market that. While no one knows for certain day by day what the market will do, current events sometimes provide a glimpse of where things could be heading. Some people say the stock market is expensive. How so? Can every stock be selling at its 12-month high? Of course not. Making generalizations like this might sound erudite, but they are the wrong thing to say. As an example, you would never say all Italians are bad people. The stock market consists of hundreds of stocks. As we evaluate securities at Armada Advisors, some are fully valued and some are bargains with room for growth. Are your stocks expensive ones, or do you own securities with some nice upside? Analyzing companies one at a time is far more accurate than trying to outguess the entire stock market. With that said, let me go on record by making some predictions. Cash and bond rates ought to remain low in the near-term future. Expecting a huge jump in yields will be like waiting for your ice cream to melt at the South Pole. Oil prices ought to remain low as supply continues to expand. However, when oil prices do rise, this should strengthen the U.S. dollar, as long as Washington, D.C. hasn't run up the deficit too much. Since the shale revolution began in 2010, the U.S. is now one of the biggest producers of oil in the world. There ought to be job growth in this sector. Some oil producers are now becoming attractively priced. Procter & Gamble is also looking more attractive. For the last 5 years, sales of baby diapers have been declining, and those of adult diapers have been skyrocketing. The grain of America is a reality, folks. Apple has recently unveiled a neat bit of technology. Your smartphone will be able to conduct commerce as your credit card can. If you don't already own Apple stock, don't get too excited about rushing out to purchase it. The predecessor to the Visa credit card made its debut in 1958, and it took over 20 years for sales to double. With Apple, this new business won't double their earnings. Any meaningful impact on earnings is at least 3 to 5 years away. My advice? Wait for a pullback. What about the crises in the world? There are so many: the Ukraine, ISIL, Korea, Gaza. Frankly, the words from Matthew 24, verse 6 are appropriate. Quote, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come." End of quote. Let's not get too wrapped up in the big picture. Instead, let's focus upon companies that have good management in place, strong balance sheets, are generating income, and are expected to grow their earnings over time. A nice dividend would be gravy. If you want a personalized look at your financial situation, give us a call at Armada Advisors, where we are charting a better course.